Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you're Catholic, it's actually Advent. All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. I put that little song at the beginning because my husband and I, for many years, have had a mild debate about listening to Christmas music during the season of Advent, which if you are a Catholic, you actually sing what would be called Advent hymns, and then you bust out all the Christmas music like for the 8 days of Christmas. So anyways, that's why my little, if you're Catholic, it's still Advent. So today I am talking about how to handle holiday stress. Jamesy, get down from there. And we are live and in real time from the Canning House in Southwest Florida. And what I thought would be super fun is to show you a little bit of our Christmas decorations. What do you think, Phoebe? What do you think, Rose? I am a author, speaker, and coach, and I have 7 gorgeous kids. I'm almost going to have an 8th one in just a few short weeks. And so why don't we go on a little tour of our house at Christmas? Okay, let's go, guys. Let's show everybody our house. Okay, this is live and in real time, guys. It's like really messy because why are we throwing things? Okay, so first little piece of Christmas is that wreath that I had that fell off my front door. If you're here, you're good to be on camera for a quick second? Yeah. All right. Over here, behind me, are 3 of my children. And this cute little, what do you call this? What do you call this, guys? Garlands? Garlands that are bells that my sons put up. And I got this table just in time for Christmas. This was one of my $60 thrifted finds. So happy about that. And I think I'm going to get a bench. Anyways, I'm really excited.
I have a candy ring.
Christmas also. Christmas themed. All right.
It's all the colors.
So if you're just joining me live, we're going to be talking about how to handle holiday stress from a mom of soon-to-be 8 kids. All right. This is my staircase. I love my staircase.
It's beautiful.
All of this is leftovers from Toronto. So if you've been following me for a while, you know we just moved from Toronto, but we didn't bring that much stuff with us. But these are some of the things that made the cut. Oh, and we have a penguin. A penguin made the cut too, apparently.
Oh, no, it's hat.
Oh, that's okay.
Hat.
So these pink, like, ball garland things, I picked up last year, I remember, and those went on my media stand. And then these stockings have been around for quite a while. So some of the stockings are from when Josh and I got married, and some of the stockings obviously have been picked up along the way. And this is Joseph.
Yes. And they're in perfect condition.
And they're in perfect condition. Why don't we look at the tree real quick? I think I might just turn around. So there's our tree in the corner. We're filming some more content, so I still have the camera up there. Ta-da, Evelyn says. And this tree is the one that, if you follow me on Instagram, it's at Lisa Canning.
Yeah.
I fought so hard to get this white feather tree. And that's a gummy bear. I fought so hard to get this white feather tree from Toronto to Florida. It somehow got lost or left off of the moving truck. I just want to show it to you if I can. Come on. It's feathers. Aren't they cute? They're feathers. Like, so nice. Anyways, it got left behind by accident. I had it right in front of the trailer. And when I say got left behind, I'm putting air quotes because my husband has never liked this tree. And so I feel like it got left behind on purpose. And then when I was speaking recently in Canada at an event, I was like, I am determined to get this tree to Florida so I can put it up. Anyway, so I'm very happy that I have a tree. And that's kind of the extent of Christmas right now. We might put out a few more things. Our tendency is to go wild and crazy for Christmas for the octave. And so even in the past, we didn't even put the Christmas lights on in the past until Christmas Day. But they're on. Anyway, all right, so time, kids, I'm off to go talk about how to not be stressed in the holidays, okay? So everybody hang out here with Daddy. All right, bye. So let me tell you, if you, and let me know if you can relate to this feeling. Let me know in the comments if you can relate. Say bye, James.
Bye.
Okay, can you close the door? Thanks. So let me know in the comments if you can relate to this feeling of needing everything to be perfect at Christmas. And this for many years, literally every Christmas, every birthday, every like Valentine's Day, like literally every major holiday. I would have this expectation in my head of what the perfect holiday would look like. And then when it didn't match the expectation and what I pictured perfectly in my head, do you know how I would take it out on? My husband mainly. My kids as they got older, if they weren't like helping or whatever. And really, at the end of the day, it made for a very miserable holiday. I remember Mother's Day used to be just, I think my husband used to just like literally wait for the shoe to drop and for me to get frustrated because it wasn't exactly like people had not read my mind. And so I have a heart for this topic, how to deal with stress at the holidays, because I truly think that it's not the reason for the season. We are, obviously, if you are a Christian like me, you are celebrating the birthday of Jesus. I think it's a truly special time of year because Jesus is like blasted on the radio. I kind of love that. And on a general, like just sort of more general scale, it's a time where people gather, where people travel, where people, spend time with each other. And that is really, I think, what this season should be about, and not about perfectionism and making everything sort of like live up to a certain expectation or standard in your head. And let me just be very clear. I practiced interior design in Toronto, Canada for like many, many, many years. I'm not saying the pursuit of beauty is not a good thing. Oh, I love like I have a magnolia tree right in my front, and I will be fully like clipping from my magnolia tree to make like arrangements, and I'm going to go all out in that way. I'm probably going to make my own garlands like with magnolia. I did that last year in my cabin in the woods because we had so many what do you call them? Just evergreen trees. We had so many things to make live, like my own garlands out of. I didn't have to go to the store and buy a single garland. I literally with wire wound them all. Anywho, I love the pursuit of beauty, but the pursuit of beauty and decorating our homes and creating, beautiful meals and wrapping beautiful presents, the pursuit of all of that cannot come at the expense of our families. Like, to me, that's just not worth it. If you put in all this effort, but only to yell at your kids because they ruined it, or to be frustrated with your husband because he didn't help you in the exact way that you wanted, to me, that warrants some reflection and some just inner work, to be honest. And like I said, this is something that I have struggled with for so many years. And I think it was a gift of motherhood, if you will, that sort of broke this out of me, because in a way you kind of have to, like, you can control a lot of things when you don't have children. And then, of course, when you have children, you start to realize that you're not in control anymore. And I personally argue that this is a great thing. I realize that can sound very scary, this lack of control and whatnot, but I personally believe that this is a really, really, really healthy thing for adults. And we need it. We need it. So the gift of having children, and so many children, for me has been truly a learning how to relent of control, especially around the holidays. Okay, so how I want to just chat about a few strategies on how you can overcome holiday stress. And please feel free to let me know in the comments which one of these resonates with you the most. Let me know down here. So the first one that I think is so imperative is to lower your expectations. Now, kind of like what I was saying earlier, I don't think it means that you don't pursue a beautiful meal, because especially if cooking is your thing, go for it. Make the chicken, make the beef bourguignon. Okay, I have the funniest story about Buf Bourguignon. So when I was newly married, I don't think we had a child yet. We may have had maybe just John, like maybe he was, I can't remember, but we had just got a house. And I was determined to host the most epic, beautiful Christmas. Again, what did I tell you? I'm a recovering Christmas perfectionist. And it was the year Julie and Julia came out, you know, that movie with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams. Let me know in the comments if you have watched that movie, because that is such a cute movie. That was like my favorite movie for so many years. Anyways, that movie came out and I was like, that's it. I'm making Buf Bourguignon. Can I just explain, like, my ineptitude in the kitchen is laughable sometimes. I'm the girl who put in a turkey with fully the giblets in and the butterball sticker. Like, I am not always very confident in my cooking abilities. And so I was like, and this is one of the reasons why. So I followed the instructions to the letter, but I had no experience cooking, right? Followed the instructions to the letter. It said you had to like simmer it for like 6 hours. So I literally got up, like set my alarm clock, did it overnight because I wanted it ready for lunchtime. And so I was just like determined. I slept on the sofa beside the kitchen. Anyways, didn't really check it or whatever properly, I guess. And all the liquid evaporated and the thing became a rock solid Buf Bourguignon, not what Julia Child would have ever made. And I served it. I was like, well, you know, I paid like a lot of money for all the ingredients. I remember I had to find pearl onions. I didn't even know what pearl onions were. And it was rock solid. And my family, bless their hearts, ate it. But it has been a running gag in my immediate family that, oh yeah, like if Lisa's hosting Christmas, then is Chinese food open, or is pizza open on Christmas Day? But I have improved since then. Okay, so number one, to lower your expectations. Still pursue beauty, but just to lower your expectations overall. And then the beauty of that is if you exceed those expectations, then it's like a bonus. It's not like you're disappointed. So to me, I think it's actually a very proactive thing to just lower your expectations in general, whether you have children or you don't have children. Okay, number two is to put people first. So this is something that is very challenging to me as and I talk about this quite a bit on the channel, being a choleric. So I am of the temperament that is very type A, very like can have a tendency to be very controlling. And it can be kind of not fun sometimes if not moderated properly. And so what I mean by saying put people first is to simply like, when you're in a moment of tension, so this often happens to me when I have a very specific way I want something done, whether that be in the kitchen or decorating for Christmas, or for example, we were just setting up a guest bedroom because we're having people over for the holidays, staying through, and I was getting a bit like, you know, that's not the way I would do it with my children. But I realized that if I constantly let my need for control come before the small people in my life, not going to get me very far. And it also has the potential to cause like some pretty, you know, just long-term damage in my children's self-esteem. If I'm always correcting them, if I'm always making them feel like their contribution is not helpful because I'm always correcting them, well, they're probably not going to want to contribute that much in the future. And so to put people first in general. And so this can come with also like, you know, worrying about maybe like what people are going to think if you do a certain thing. And that might sound like a bit confusing, but all I mean by that is like, how about you just put being together first above, oh no, like I didn't buy the nicest, I don't know, bottle of wine of all the guests who are there. How about we just put people first in the sense of, I'm here. Here's a bottle of wine. Like, who cares if it's not like, you know, the best kind of wine, or I don't know, like if you had another, it's kind of like going back to the first one, like if you had an expectation that you were going to go to a specific store and get a specific bottle, meh, who cares? And yeah, so step number one, or point number one, lower your expectations. Step number two, or point number two, is to put people first. And then number three is, I would say, like how to really de-stress or take the overwhelm out is to focus on being present as much as possible. And if this means you do everything at the last minute, go for it. Consider this all the people who are doing Christmas at the last minute and going to cram everything into the next 3 days. May you feel empowered. Because I'll be honest with you, yes, there are some downsides to doing it that way. So possibly you can't get, like, if you're ordering things on Amazon, or if there's specific things you want to have made for people, maybe you're not going to have them made, right? But if leaving it all to the last minute actually helps you be present in the weeks leading up, I say that's a much better strategy. Okay. So I'll be honest with you, that is my strategy. I actually don't even start thinking about Christmas and going shopping and whatnot until very late in the season, unless there's something very specific that I know one of my kids wanted or whatever. Now, this is just my personality. This does not stress me out. And let me know in the comments below. Maybe you're the type of person. I have people in my life who start shopping in September, or even who start shopping the year before, and they're already done. Like, they're done and they're wrapped and they're doing nothing, in the days leading up to Christmas. And if that's a strategy that works for you, that's amazing. Go for it. But if it actually stresses you out to be like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have a single thing, who cares? This is why we have extended holiday hours. You know what I mean? Like, I just prefer to, like, give myself a time limit. Go shopping. Just literally, I give myself 1 day. Like, I'm giving myself 1 day to get everything done for all the people in my life. And I don't know, this has been working for me. Again, if you enjoy doing all this shopping in the weeks leading up with, like, a lot of, like, sort of, space it out and all that jazz, then that's amazing. Good for you. But yeah, for me, it's like just easier and more efficient to just kind of get it all done in 1 day. I do have friends who do everything even before the Christmas season begins, so that they don't even think about anything. So they're done, like, literally end of September. Like, they're done before Black Friday. Like, they're done just, like, really early, so that they can truly step into the what we call, as I guess Catholics, the Advent season with purpose and intention. Okay, so 1, lower expectations. 2, put people first. 3, oh my gosh, I forgot what I'm talking about for number 3. But what I was saying is, don't feel overwhelmed. Like, you have the permission to leave it at the last minute. Don't be afraid if you're not caught up yet. And then I would say another strategy to not feel to just really, like, not feel overwhelmed. Presence. So, like, just to focus. That was number 3. To just, can you tell that I'm really pregnant? Like, oh my gosh, I'm trying real hard here to keep, but I'm really, really, really pregnant. The pregnancy brain is full on. One more thing about presence before I move on to point 4 is presence means, like, you sit with people. Like, I think that's another part of society today, the holiday season, I don't know, but in the pursuit of making things special, we might not actually sit and enjoy it. And I think that we got to kind of be careful of that. Like, we got to be careful how much we spend, like, capturing things as opposed to just being present and enjoy, and it means, like, when you're hosting a party, you sit. You know what I mean? I know this can be so hard, but I really do believe that we have to, like, force ourselves to just sit and spend time with the people who want to be there, right? So to just sit. So presence, really, over running around. And then number 4, I would say, is, of course, like, I think there's like an attitude of abundance. I think that this is probably the best or the most important thing I've learned over the years in general, to have an attitude of abundance as opposed to an attitude of, like, not even just scarcity, but, like, what did not get accomplished. So again, recovering perfectionist over here, recovering Christmas perfectionist over here. I would be like, if my outside didn't get decorated, or if my urns weren't like as spectacular as I thought they were going to be, like my board on Pinterest, or if my Christmas dinner was, kind of lackluster, or if I ended up ordering half of it, or half of it didn't even turn out, whatever. Like, rather than thinking, oh my gosh, like so hard on myself, like I should have done the urns this year. Instead, be like, wow, I have a house that I could decorate with urns. Or instead of being upset because the meal wasn't, with all the sides or the special things that you'd wanted to try, instead just be like, oh my gosh, like look at this food that we have. Like look at how we've been blessed this year with the multitude of things on our table. Let me just give you a real example. This might sound really vapid. Like, please don't, I don't know. Well, feel free to judge me. You can judge me all you want in the comments below. But my interior designer, like nitpicky brain started to creep in just a couple days ago. Actually, 2 nights ago, I think I was obsessing over this. Anyway, so my cute little table that I got for $60 on Facebook Marketplace, it only had 6 chairs, right? And I was like, well, my family alone is much bigger, so we have these white chairs that were given to us. So right now it's all mishmashy, which is fine. But I became obsessive with finding like a bench that could go with my set. Obsessive. And I was almost ready to spend like more money than I know I would be willing to spend if it wasn't Christmas, on getting new benches here in time. And I remember the stress I was starting to feel. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I want my house to look good for Christmas. I want people to walk in and be like, wow, what a cute set. Da, 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 da. And I obsessed. And I spent like a good 45 minutes, I think. 45 minutes of free time that I didn't really have. 45 minutes that I could have been enjoying with my husband. The kids had all gone to bed when I went on this rabbit trail of what can I Amazon Prime to my house. And really like working myself up into a bit of a like, oh my gosh, it won't be good if I don't have these benches. That is the voice that I would love to encourage you, if you are like me, a recovering Christmas perfectionist. That voice of it won't be good if I don't have blank. So insert whatever you want in the blank. It won't be good if I don't have my benches. It won't be good if I don't have this perfect side. It won't be good if I didn't do my urns. It won't be good if my children aren't in matching pajamas. Like, if we can develop an attitude of abundance and gratefulness for all the things that we have, and sort of try to like really be cognizant of this feeling of it won't be good, like, or this sentiment or this saying, it won't be good, just kind of like anytime that happens, just be like, meh, it can still be really good, like more than good. And so, yeah, that's what I think. I think those 4 strategies are how I have dealt with overwhelm and stress around the holiday season. And I hope they resonate with you. Let me know in the comments below which one resonates with you the most. And I promise my tour of my main floor, I kind of gave you a bit of a sneak peek already, obviously. But I promise it's coming. I'm so sorry that it's not ready for you yet, but I do promise it's coming. And I will link it right here for you in the cards as soon as that tour is ready. And let me know. I'm in a new city, in a new home, and I feel like it's a fun opportunity for new traditions. I'd love to hear what your traditions are around this holiday season. So let me know in the comments below. And I want to wish you all just a wonderful, wonderful, present, non-stressed, non-overwhelmed Christmas. And I think I'm going to be back on Christmas Day with a little bit of a surprise for you. So stay tuned for that one. And if you like this video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up, and feel free to share this with anyone who you feel would benefit from a little bit more peace during this holiday season. All right, bye for now.